Good luck.
You're late.
Yes, there was a delay at the dry cleaners.
I thought true blue types like you didn't believe in excuses, Fraser.
Well, you're quite right, and I'm sorry for apologizing. If I'd only noticed the smoke earlier,
Smoke?
Well, yes. Apparently, the pressing machine short-circuited. Now, by the time I got the cashiers out, racks A through E were already in flames, and I was only able to save this. I'm afraid it's a little singed.
You ran into a burning building to save a mohair sweater.
Yes, sir.
Well, pardon me if that sounds like sheer stupidity.
Yes, sir.
You don't agree?
No, sir. Stupidity would have been if I'd gone back in for your leather chaps.
Dismissed.
That's what you said yesterday.
Well, it may take a few days. You're a civil servant. There are formalities. I have to get confirmation from Ottawa. Or you could make it easy on me and request a transfer.
Yes, I suppose I could.
Think about it.
Yes, sir, I will.
Dismissed.
Don't you need your glasses, sir?
I don't wear glasses.
Understood.
Transfer request.
All
Understand the leaves are changing in Kamloops.
You're the arresting officer, correct?
That's correct.
Detective, what time did you receive the call to go to the scene?
I got the call at around 9:15 and I arrived approximately 5 minutes later.
Please tell us what happened from the time you arrived outside the liquor store.
When I arrived, the crime scene had already been established. Uniformed officers had taped off the area and the medical examiner was in the process of removing the store owner's body.
Were there signs of a struggle?
No.
You thought about it yet, son?
It's only been an hour.
Well, you ought to, you know.
Death.
4 feet.
Were there any witnesses on the scene?
Yes, an eyewitness had come forward, a Mrs. Rosanna Torres. I questioned the witness and based on her description was able to put together a lineup of probable suspects.
Was she able to make an identification?
Yes, she identified the accused.
Can you identify him, please?
Mr. Robert Kruger.
After Mr. Kruger was identified, you applied for a search warrant?
I did. And we found a 9mm handgun recently fired.
Which perfectly matched the bullet that killed Mr. Garcia. This ballistics report is State's Exhibit 23, Your Honor. What happened next, Detective?
I arrested Mr. Kruger on charges of armed robbery and first-degree murder.
Thank you. That's all.
You may leave the witness stand, Detective Vecchio.
I'd like to call Mrs. Rosanna Torres, Your Honor.
Rosanna Torres to the stand.
She wants me bad. I think she wants to kill you.
That too.
Mrs. Torres, on the night of June 14th, 1994, you were walking home along Center Street when you heard gunshots.
Shouldn't we wait and listen to her testimony?
No. It's all over now except for the shouting.
What shouting?
Can you describe to us what you saw when you turned and looked toward the sound of gunfire?
No.
You did not see the defendant exit as
Objection,
a liquor
leading.
store?
Sustained.
What did you see?
Nothing.
Nothing. What about your sworn statement to Detective Vecchio?
It was dark. I'm sorry.
What about your statement?
It was a mistake.
A mistake.
I tried to tell him,
All right,
but
what the hell's going on here?
Your Honor, I move for dismissal.
both of you, in my chambers, now.
Great, just great.
irrelevance,
Armed robbery,
failure to
murder,
disclose,
criminal intent.
perjury.
Perjury?
Not to mention a blatant disregard of my client's Fifth and Seventh Amendment rights. If you don't rule on this immediately, I will file charges of misconduct faster than you can say subordination of a witness.
Save your grandstanding for the paying customers, Mr. Sedaris.
Will you rule on my motion to suppress the gun?
Judge,
No witness, no warrant, no gun, no case. It's all fruit of the poison tree.
Miss Saint Laurent.
Judge, Detective Vecchio is an experienced officer with a commendable record.
Of manufacturing evidence.
Bull.
I caution you, Detective, you are still in the court's jurisdiction during this proceeding. What about your witness?
She just swore under oath that she didn't see him.
Oh, yeah? And I've got a signed deposition in my hands that says she did.
Your Honor, Detective Vecchio has a history with my client.
That's irrelevant, Your Honor.
We're in chambers. Nothing is irrelevant.
It's clearly persecution.
Oh, please give me a break.
Okay, let me get this straight. Detective Vecchio, you and Kruger have a history?
Yes, Your Honor. I arrested Mr. Kruger on similar charges 2 years ago.
My client walked on that, Your Honor. It's a case made entirely in Detective Vecchio's head, not unlike this one, apparently. You never got over that, did you?
He beat an old woman in a smoke shop and got off on a procedural foul-up.
And you have been on him ever since.
Oh, maybe that's just an overreaction to the fact that he keeps committing crimes.
What we have here is a woman who says you coerced her into giving false testimony.
She's lying, and maybe somebody ought to find out why.
You will have no further contact with the witness, understood?
Your Honor, I would like to request a postponement while the state revisits elements of the case.
I'll consider it, Miss Saint Laurent. In the meantime, this is what I want. A report on the lighting conditions outside the victim's store that evening, as it pertains to visibility. I want Mr. Kruger's previous arrest report, and most of all, I want your case notes on both incidents, Detective.
Your Honor, I'm not sure.
You do keep personal notes in your cases.
Well, I do, but I don't...
Get them. You've got till 3 o'clock this afternoon.
The witness says I coerced her.
Well, will your case notes prove that you're telling the truth?
No, but if I don't produce them, it'll look like I'm lying. Kruger walks and I'm toast.
Ah, Miss Saint Laurent.
Oh, God, the other one. Old habits die hard, eh, Vecchio?
Louise, did I neglect to tell you how fine, in a prosecutorial way, you look in that suit?
Do your friend a favor, Fraser. Convince him to find those case notes. I don't give second chances.
She's just playing hard to get.
Stairs.
Don't you think?
Think what?
That she's playing hard to get.
To get what?
Oh, never mind.
Unofficial case notes. And why do we keep them? Stupidity? Carelessness? Any ideas, Vecchio?
Well, they're my personal notes, sir. I didn't expect anybody to ask me to produce them.
No, we never do. We just jot things down on matchbooks or napkins. We don't use the proper forms. And then we're surprised when a lawyer accuses us of withholding things that shouldn't have existed in the first place.
Every cop in the station keeps a notebook, sir.
Yeah, but every cop doesn't hang on to them in the hope that someday they might incriminate you. What is his involvement in this?
Strictly unofficial, sir.
Why do I not find that reassuring?
Oh, he can't help that. It's a Canadian thing, sir. I think he gets extra points for neatness.
Quality I admire. Still, knowing the state's attorney's past fondness for Big Red, I would have thought you had gone to great pains to keep the both of them far apart. The handling of this case is reaching new heights of futility.
Oh, no one's more discouraged than myself, sir.
Hey, I'm sorry to hear about your troubles, man.
No, thanks for your feigned concern.
State's attorney called. They want photos of the lighting setup on the street by the liquor store.
Well, do as the state's attorney asks.
Yes, sir.
Gardino, lose the goatee.
Did you check the case? No, won't be needing that. County records. Elaine, did you send my...
Thank God you called, Vecchio, because otherwise I might be enjoying myself right now. Let's define our terms here. Day off. Does that mean anything to you?
Tell.
1 day out of 2 weeks I ask for a little peace, a little relaxation, a little personal nurturing.
Elaine, you have no life. Stop whining.
Conditioner.
Kruger, Robert D., arrested June 94. Armed robbery, murder 1. No pretrial, went straight to the grand jury.
No idea. Take me home.
Elaine.
I hate county records. I hate it. I hate it.
Elaine, a man died in that holdup. Kruger killed him, but nobody's going to care about that if they think that the cop that charged him is dirty, okay? I need your help, okay?
Okay.
And besides, Fast Eddie's on security. He likes you.
What?
Hot brush.
So it's a case file you're after? Yeah, Eddie, that's usually the reason why we come down to county records.
So you want something here, and you want it fast, you come to me. That's why they call me Fast Eddie. That and other reasons. Of course, it's not all in strictly alphabetical order, but I could help you with that.
So?
No street lights, not within 2 blocks. No neon, not even a billboard.
Should have told us about it, man.
Hey, look, the light was coming from somewhere, all right? If I could see it, so could she.
Look, don't get pissed with us, Vecchio. You're not straight with us, we can't back you up.
Yeah, thanks for your vote of confidence.
Vecchio?
On the matter of visibility, I have photos here that indicate it's highly unlikely the witness would have been able to see anyone exiting the liquor store.
She came to me voluntarily. She said she could ID the guy who shot the store owner, voluntarily.
And you didn't think at the time to ask her how she could possibly make an identification under those conditions?
She ID'd a guy I knew to a T, a known felon. I picked him up, she picked him out of the lineup, and no, we did not discuss the damn lighting.
I assume your case notes will support that. Do you have them?
No, I just need
Your
a
Honor,
little
I
more.
move for a dismissal, and I want charges brought against this officer for harassment and perjury.
This is not about case notes. This is about some piece of garbage with a good mouthpiece
Vecchio.
who's trying to make a good cop look like a bad guy so his client can go free on a murder charge.
Detective, I instructed you to have those case books in my office by 3 o'clock. You're in defiance of a court
I'm not
order.
in defiance of anything. I'm being railroaded here. Come on, Your Honor. Don't let some ass-kissing defense lawyer's paper chase give this guy a walk.
Ass-kissing?
Careful, detective.
Look, if you let this scum back out on the street, he's going to murder somebody else, and I'm going to have to turn around and arrest him all over again.
Now.
Back off.
That's enough, detective. You're in contempt.
You're damn right I'm in contempt. I'm in contempt of this whole lousy process. I'm in contempt of you, and you.
Get the deputy in here.
I know there was lighting in that alley. You're on your own.
This is a capital
Yours parked
case. You
out
can't
front.
throw it out on procedural matter.
Nothing happens until he's prepared to apologize. See you back in court in 48 hours. Mrs. Torres.
You know he would not fabricate evidence.
That is the least of what I know about him. If I can find a way to tie you into this, it would make my year.
Hey, Vecchio! Looks like we're gonna be neighbors for a while.
First time arresting a cop?
So, we're off then.
You mind? That is private.
I don't know what you, but I could use a change of scenery.
What possible difference could scenery make in your condition?
I always liked a good view.
What, barren rocks and snow?
You used to thrive on it.
I still do.
Well, let's choose one then.
Dad, I don't have time for this. I'm in the middle of a case.
Oh, Fort Nelson. Your mother and I had a cabin, 1 bedroom with stove, and all the coal she could carry. And 360-degree view of the strip mine.
That sounds attractive.
3 months, your mother was a raving lunatic. And then we moved on to Nelson Forks and Nelson House. Names alone drove around the bend. We finally ended up in Rat River. Oh, I have fond memories of the rat. Your mother didn't.
Oh, I can imagine.
Gotta look ahead, son, not back.
Well, I haven't left yet.
You will.
Open C-203. We're up the stairs right now. C-215.
Got a lot of friends here, Ray.
We got a lot of friends everywhere.
Who are these friends? Where'd you better fast about you joining us?
Hey, you trying to scare me?
C-218. Just telling you the way it is.
Appreciate it.
Your lieutenant called. We're gonna do our best. You know the drill.
I know the drill.
Dad? Good. Oh, come on. It wasn't that bad. Baby.
Hey! Spider-Man! You mind coming down from there, sir?
No, not at all.
Just stay off the walls of my feet.
Understood.
Thank you kindly.
Oh, stop complaining. Thank you, Louis.
St. Laurent hears about this.
I understand. I'm sorry. It's my mistake. Sorry. No, it's entirely my fault.
You're nuts! Did you hear me, Fraser?
My lips are sealed, Louis.
Get out of here!
Vecchio, I'll be right with you. Grab the mop. Try and keep a low profile, all right? This corner right here.
Ray, how are you?
These lawyers, they bring me to the courthouse, they ask me the same questions over and over. For months, I have been answering these questions.
Do you have any hangers?
Basket. I don't have time for this. I have children, work.
Have you tried telling them the truth?
Yes. I don't trust those people. In my country, those people.
Can you, Is your husband at the courthouse today?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry. I noticed your wedding ring.
My husband doesn't have time for questions either.
No, of course not. So who was that man with you today?
What man?
The tall one, with the long hair.
Don't know him.
He seemed to know you. Where is your husband, Mrs. Torres? There's no men's clothing in this laundry.
Look, my husband is none of your business.
You're a religious woman, aren't you? They wear a St. Sebastian medal, patron saint of prisoners. The medal protects them. Of course, in today's prisons, a prisoner wouldn't be allowed to wear such a medal, but someone might wear it for him.
Look, I'm sorry about your friend, but he's a policeman. They take care of their own.
Do you know what perjury is? There was a light in that street. 3 months ago, it hung from a building less than 20 feet away from that liquor store. The light may not be there now, but there will be records and there will be permits, and when the lawyers get a hold of it, there will be more questions. So I will ask you again. Do you know what perjury is?
I don't have time for this.
Torres, Edgar H., 2 prior convictions, both for grand theft auto.
It's getting crowded up here.
He was transferred in from Joliet 2 weeks ago to face a parole hearing.
Kruger, what do you want to bet their bunkmates?
Well, perhaps we should notify the state's attorney.
Oh, yeah, she's going to be thrilled you're talking to her witness, and 10 to 1 says she thinks I put you up to it.
Well, maybe you could find Torres, try to talk to him, offer him immunity.
In my position, I can't offer him anything, and besides, how am I going to get to him from segregation?
It does seem as if our options are somewhat limited. And don't tell me, you fell?
I was mopping. Floyd jumped up, hit me right in the head.
You know, you could try apologizing.
To who?
To the judge.
Not my style.
I'm not asking for your permission, sir, nor should this be construed as some kind of bid for absolution. I simply felt that you ought to be informed as a superior officer. I mean, I realize you're not my superior officer. We don't work for the same police force, or for the same country, for that matter. On the other hand, it would appear that my own superior officer would prefer not to be my superior officer. Therefore, in the circumstances, it didn't seem entirely inappropriate.
Stop.
Yes, sir.
This has to do with Vecchio, doesn't it?
That would be a safe assumption, sir, yes.
You've seen him?
Yes, sir, and he claims to have had an altercation with a floor.
Any particular type of floor?
Interlocking linoleum, I believe.
Oh, yeah, they can be very tricky. Is there anything that I could do to assist?
Well, nothing actually, sir, no. Due to the nature of the situation, I would prefer to do this off the record and on my own initiative. I simply felt that I ought to notify someone. Force of habit, I imagine.
I see. And this new inspector, she's not the type of person you could...
Oh, sir, she's not the type of person you could... Well, let me put it this way. We seem to lack rapport.
Any idea why?
Not in the slightest.
Women in authority. It's a quandary. It shouldn't be, but it is.
Sir?
I mean, you want to treat them like the rest of the guys. You want to have them nod off in strategic planning sessions. You want them to have sweat rings and maybe a little too much garlic on their breath. But no, not women. Women smell good. And women look good. And then they smile at you. Before you know it, you're smiling back. And the first time they tear a piece off you, it's like somebody's sticking an ice pick through your heart.
Sir. Sir, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Permission granted, Constable.
Thank you, sir.
Harding.
Excuse me.
Yeah. This is much better. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
You okay?
Yeah, sure.
Good.
You sure you want to do this?
Quite sure.
Once we do, there's no going back.
I understand. And after this, no more favors, okay?
No, I'll never ask again.
Okay. Nice and slow.
Mm-hmm.
Take your arms out.
Mm-hmm.
Grab the milk duds and put them in your pocket.
Understood. Perhaps I should pay for them first.
Then you want me stealing?
That's a good point. Should you be watching?
He's right. We'll be over there.
Right. What?
Yes, I realize this is setting a bad example, but it is necessary. Shh. You'll give up the game.
What? I can't. I mean, maybe if it was less expensive.
Then milk duds.
It doesn't matter how much it costs. You're not going to take them. We're going to arrest you. Got it?
It's a good point.
Fraser, you can do this.
I can do this. I can't do this.
Okay, that's enough.
There, you're under arrest.
Oh, thank you kindly. I have the right to remain silent. Anything I say can and will be used against me in a court of law.
Oh, God.
Oh, I'll be fine from here. Good evening. Good evening, fellow prisoners. My name is Fraser, B, number 1219. And you would be? Ah, well, you would be 8356. It's nice to meet you. Good evening, sir. Excuse me, I wonder if you might be able to, No, I don't imagine you could. Ah, there's the ticket. Evening. I suppose you're all wondering what it is that I'm attempting to achieve. Now, the secret to perfect corners lies in the tuck, a firm tuck from corner to corner. Now, if you could just grab that end, please. Good. Now, grasp the sheet tightly. No, now, you see, that would be far too firm a grasp. Anyone else? Good evening, 2353. Would you prefer the upper or the lower?
Out, cell 167.
Oh, I guess I'll just... Oh.
Nice.
What now?
Of course, it's not the rat, but very few places are.
Go to sleep, Dad.
Hey, good night, son. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home.
That's enough, Dad.
Thank you.
Boy, oh boy, I tell you, I haven't spent a night like that since, well, I guess since basic training. Although, I did spend a very restful evening once on an ice floe moving through Northumberland Sound. Now, picture this.
Shut up.
Understood. Oh, is that cinnamon?
Carbon.
Oh, well, thank you kindly.
We're out. Move on. Carl, guard.
You know something? I'm feeling kind of full this morning. Would you be interested?
Hey, Carl, you want mine? Hey, come on, Eddie, give him yours. Carl's a growing boy.
Afternoon, gentlemen. I happen to have a complete 11-volume set of the story of civilization by Will and Ariel Durant. Any takers?
Yeah, right here. Benny, what are you doing in here?
Well, I'm delivering books, Ray.
I can see that. How did you get in here?
Well, the same way most people get in here, Ray. I committed a crime.
You committed a crime. Benton Fraser, Royal Canadian Mounted Police, committed an actual crime.
Ray, I know that you think I'm incapable of this, but I'll have you know I am not entirely naive to the ways of the world. I've been arresting criminals my entire life, and it didn't seem to be a particularly large step to actually steal.
Steal?
Yes.
You stole something?
Yes.
What did you steal?
I'd rather not talk about it.
No, come on. What did you steal? A car?
No.
Television set?
No.
What?
Milk duds.
Excuse me?
Milk duds.
Milk duds. What did the judge give you, an hour and a half?
Well, actually, he was inclined to be lenient. It was Detectives Huey and Gardino insisted that he throw the book at me.
Benny, you know you might get yourself killed in here?
It's nonsense, Ray. Nobody knows who I am. And in my capacity as book monitor, I have free passage throughout the entire institution.
Book monitor?
Yes.
What is that, like a librarian?
It's similar. I monitor books. I pass books out. I pick books up. I try to collect on overdue fines. Although I'll tell you something, it is proving hellish in this place. It's absolutely remarkable how many people in here think nothing of folding, spindling, mutilating, literary work. What?
Get to the point.
Right. I found him.
Who?
Prisoner 3205, Torres, Edgar. Chronicle of a Death Foretold by Gabriel Garcia Marquez.
Optimist?
Apparently. It is 12 days past due. I think I should pay him a visit.
1330, visitors hours, cell block 28.
Oh, I almost forgot. Here, this is for you. À la recherche de temps perdu by Marcel Proust. It's missing a couple of pages, but seeing as the whole thing is basically one long run-on sentence, I don't think you'll mind.
Is it funny?
Oh, it's hilarious, if you like that kind of thing. All right, last chance for the complete 11-volume set of Will and Ariel Durant's The Story of Civilization. Going once, going twice. Your loss, gentlemen.
Mi amor, ¿qué pasó?
Nothing, it's nothing. It's all right. A man came to see me. Some kind of policeman.
What did you tell him?
Nothing. Eddie, please, don't get upset.
Rosanna.
He knew. I didn't tell him anything. He just knew.
You need to go home. Just go home.
It's until tomorrow. All you have to do is stay out of trouble. Go to Kruger. Talk to him. Maybe he will.
No. If he hears talk of the police, he'll kill me. Do you want that?
No, but I seen one before. Yeah. Big round man.
Walden, Life in the Woods by Thoreau. This is a thriller?
Not exactly, no. It outlines one man's dream to live a life of perfect fulfillment.
I had a dream like that once.
Really?
Yeah, I dreamt me and James Bond was on a couch naked.
I see. And was this couch in the woods?
Yeah, it just so happens that it was.
Oh, well, you should enjoy this then.
Hey, any pictures?
Excuse me. Excuse me. Sorry, coming through. Bookmobile coming through.
Yeah, hey.
All right. Hey. Excuse me, bookmobile. Ah, Mr. Torres. I believe you have an overdue book.
Yes, so what?
Well, another prisoner has requested it. I believe you may know him. He's a friend of mine.
No, I don't know him.
I'll spot for you. He's a police officer, this friend of mine. He arrested a man named Kruger for killing a shop owner, but at the trial something went wrong. His witness lied. Now my friend is in prison, and Kruger will be set free.
I don't know your friend, and I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
You see, the problem is, Mr. Torres, that Kruger found out that the witness has a husband in prison, and he threatened to kill him, and now that man is alone. He has no one to protect him.
Your friend the cop is the one who should be worried, not me.
Yes, he should be, but he's not. And I promise you, Mr. Torres, if you help me, I will guarantee you safe passage to your parole hearing without incident.
I don't want your help.
Well, you may have no choice. But don't let me influence you.
Sisters from their brothers if we don't stick together, regardless of the time, regardless of whatever. Streets will run with blood if we don't come together. I said issues with issues.
Getting very talkative, Eddie. You must like cops. I didn't say nothing, man. Sure. It's not a very good move. See, I'm not prepared to return to incarceration. Before I would do that, it would hurt you, hurt your wife, hurt your kids.
Excuse me, Mr. Kruger, excuse me. I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Kruger, but apparently your copy of Don't Call Me Sugar Baby is overdue.
All right, calm down.
Right, so we're going to protect him. You and me surrounded by 9,000 violent offenders.
For God's sakes, Ray, don't blow the situation out of proportion. There's only 8,973 prisoners here.
And I thought our odds didn't look good.
Look, Ray, it's only for one evening. Tomorrow, Torres will be free. His wife will testify.
Look, a lot of people can get killed in one evening. If Kruger wants to get to Torres, he's going to get to him. You can count on it.
Exactly. So we make it easy for him.
Look, Benny, you're not getting the hang of this.
Ray, the best place to hide a person is in plain view. Now, Kruger knows that Torres is injured, knows that he's in the infirmary. Fine, let's keep it that way.
All right, fine. So what do we do?
Well, it could be a long night. How about we taking a movie?
I can't see my Hey, watch your head.
Get out of the way. What's wrong with the picture? It's in black and white.
There's nothing wrong with it, Ray. It's just old.
Yeah, well, if it was any good, it'd be in color.
Well, it was made in black and white, Ray. It's a classic.
The Ten Commandments is a classic, Benny. The Poseidon Adventure is a classic. Saturday Night Fever with my man John Travolta, that's a classic. This is black and white. Shh.
Perhaps you should have ordered a personal guard.
Yeah, maybe you should have gotten us a better movie.
I need some gauze. You put 'em. I smell bacon.
Any suggestions?
Nothing springs to mind.
Well, you better think of something quickly.
Get him.
All right. All right, stop right there. I'm a member of the Royal Canadian Mounted Police. I think they do, Ray.
Yeah, that's him. All right, look, you must have seen a way out of here, Bent.
No vet.
Great.
No grade.
How about a drink?
We're too big, Ray.
Boys, I've been looking to do this myself.
I don't care for you. You have to understand something. This man, he has behaved with decency and courtesy. And you've been rude. You've made him feel unwelcome. And that's a shame. Because for what lessens him, lessens us all. Do you understand?
Thank you kindly.
No. Thank you.
Wow. Hey, what book did you give him? Thanks, Lane. I owe you one. And you have my sincerest apologies. My behavior was inexcusable, even though I was right and the accused was found guilty and I was completely exonerated. But enough said.
Thank you, Your Honor. Vecchio, this does not end here.
I should hope not.
Sir, I would like you to know that I've given very serious thought to the matter of a transfer.
And?
While I find the prospect of returning home appealing, I would prefer not to leave at this time. I've come to feel that
you feel that maybe in some small way you have something to offer them.
Yes, sir.
Dismissed.
Yes, sir.
High winds north and the sky will carry you away. You know you have to leave here. You wish that you could stay. There's 4 directions on this map, but you're only going one way. Due south.